It's nice to see you back on the Coin Lady channel. In this video, we will be discussing Cardano and using a single image to illustrate multiple points. On FTX, we have some news to share. Now that Gary freaking Gensler has arrived in the United States and Stuart has said all the rowdy things he has to say about him, the big announcement is imminent. I'm very excited. As we near the close of this video, we'll discuss this topic briefly. It was a night for kickball and softball, as you know, last night. Yes, I did play softball, and I've been practicing my swing. First pitch, I hauled the ball to shortstop and the problem was solved. Don't be nervous, you can knock it out in the first at-bat, even if it was a scorching shot. His left-handed pitch was good and low. How did the left-leaning crowd take it? In my third at-bat, I hit a rocket up the middle, to left field, and beat the left center we'll call them. I got a jam and popped out to let's say mid to deep right field, so I'm 2 for 3 and not too upset about it. Okay, let's get moving. BTC $26,646, it has gained 0.9% so far today. Ethereum has risen to $1,599 in the last 24 hours. XRP is up around 1%, while USDTA and USDC are up 5%, with each currency remaining at its dollar peg. Exactly 51 cents in value. The entire value of the cryptocurrency market is $1 trillion. What I find fascinating about this, and what I've been drawing your attention to, or perhaps requesting is a better word here, is the entire market capitalization of cryptocurrencies. At $1,080 billion, we guessed correctly. The XRP price increased by $1,060 billion from its previous high of $1,050 billion. I'm going to be really honest with you about what I see happening here, so fair warning. While investors flee the marketplace, some investors are moving their XRP holdings around in anticipation of a price increase in the days before the formal launch celebration. Do we get the pump a little higher from here? Yes. We absolutely could, but many people are falling for the crypto market's tendency to believe in stories and then be disappointed when either nothing or something insignificant actually occurs. The token then returns to its original position. We may be witnessing such phenomenon with the recent surge in the price of XML after its huge announcement 5 days ago. The new website's reduced price was announced. I know what you're thinking, rapids aren't pumping, and we're only 51 cents in. Despite the fact that money is fleeing the market, XRP is up 1%. Raise in price. As far as I can tell, we are going to retrace a little bit and end up back around the 45 to 50 cent range, so I would advise you to keep a watch on the market. Cardano, the card was released this morning. When Donald's stock hits rock bottom, it may rise to 30 cents. Since completing a double bottom pattern on September 11th, the ABA price has risen, according to the report. Recently, price activity broke above a declining resistance line. While a bullish divergence in the daily RSI indicates that the ADA/USD chart will continue to rise, the ADA/BTC chart is displaying multiple bearish indications. The presence of or a decline in triangles is the most crucial. We perform a quick search, scroll down, and find that 24 cents is the going rate for Cardano. Take a look at this incline and ask yourself if it is going to continue falling or if there will be a slight bounce to 30 cents. As the price drops in a falling triangle, people can see that the sale may go as low as 20 cents. In the face of that 30 annually, we hit a minimum of about 22. Remember that Coronado did hit a couple of dollars previous cycle, so you may want to focus on the price of Bitcoin instead of Cardano for the time being. When it reached its high, many people made substantial gains by investing at the 2 to 3 cent mark. Mr. I made a note of this. I know I won't soon forget this image. This guy leaves this slide has always looked stunning. This has been discussed before. This is happening right now, and we can see it. Let's go across the border. We have just about made it through the difficult patch that will be real-time gross settlement from 2020 to 2025. As this unfolds, And I have no doubt that it will. Every single one of these banks, every single one of these local payment systems, every single one of these real-time gross settlement systems, every single one of these, 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 every single one of these. It's possible to use any existing currency, but the plan is to employ the cryptocurrency that proves to be the most efficient in terms of transaction speed, cost, and scalability in a series of utility, market capitalization, and daily volume comparisons. When you compare Bitcoin to Ethereum and BNB Throat, you'll notice many similarities. When you look at the 3 of 4 and see XRP, the answer is quite clear. That is not me simply trying to sound like a raving XRP maxi supporter, it is the fact. If you lined up Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP and compared their speeds, costs, scalability, number of banks and companies using XRP, and the projects being built using the XRP ledger, then you would come to the conclusion that XRP is the clear winner. The Satoshi administration has decided to just leave it alone. Can you guess what the government was thinking by giving Ethereum whales and an ICO in the sky? They ignored them in peace. Money laundering via FTX in Ukraine. What the heck happened? No audit or investigation was ever conducted by the government. There are no financial reports. What the heck happened? The government, as you might expect, ignored them. Surely Stephen in Iraq can fill us in on the truth, he says. The most recent news less than a year after saying it would cut its secured loans to zero by 2023, Tether has begun lending out its own stable currency. According to the Wall Street Journal, the stablecoin issuer's latest quarterly financial update shows that as of June 30th, the company had issued loans totaling around $5.5 billion, up from $5.3 billion in the previous quarter. We contacted Tether, but didn't get a response until after we had already validated the new loans with other holdings with the journal. The company, which is based in the British Virgin Islands and Torrey Usley, does not release audited financial statements or a full balance sheet, so it is difficult to get a full picture of the company's financial health. A spokesperson for the company reportedly stated that the company's goal is to prevent any significant depletion of customer liquidity or the need for them to sell their collateral at potentially unfavorable prices, which could result in losses to others. That's a fascinating fact. Isn't it fascinating how everything fits together like this? However, who exactly does SEC target? A trustworthy firm that has been in communication with the SEC for how long now yet has taken no action on Ethereum. We didn't FTX him sitting there, and it turned out to be Sam Baker. The situation was left unaddressed by Friday. They don't know who Satoshi is, and after all the coin every day put this out, it's hard to blame them. Connections to FTX and Gary Gensler can be found practically anywhere. Daily meetings between Gary Gensler and this man resulted in nothing being done. And how did you find out about FTX's current predicament? CEO Jean Minotti of European crypto asset manager CoinShares cited the shifting macro climate, highlighted by interest rates and inflation, as the impetus for the company's decision to expand into the United States. This is huge, crazy news. They are launching the Hay, a hedge fund targeting accredited investors in the United States. Visit the USA. Because more and more businesses and individuals are piling pressure on us to provide answers. Also, to establish some rules and laws. The more businesses that arrive, the more noticeable it becomes. If there are only a few persons requesting regulations, they will likely be ignored. The same as if you had a petition with only 5 signatures, nobody would pay any attention to it. But if you have 5 million people, they'll see it as a never-ending FTX drama. FTX is seeking $1.57 million in damages from its former Hong Kong affiliate employees in a lawsuit. The fact that FTX is here to stay is both welcome and encouraging. You're curious as to the cause since so much destruction occurred, much of it superimposed upon the SEC. Something must be done, said, and the responsible parties must be made to answer for their actions. Ripple Council members taking on all the rattling. Gary Gensler, chairman of the SEC, is quoted. Despite Gary Gensler's repeated claims that the courts would ultimately decide the fate of many cryptocurrencies, he has made it clear that he will not abide by whatever conclusion they make. He got what he wanted, a $200 million lawsuit against Ripple. The judge responded, "Hey, cancer, guess what, SEC, none of what you were saying about XRP in secondary sales even comes close to meeting the Howey test. That's shocking in light of the way we pull jokes. Therefore, according to Gary Gensler, XRP traded on secondary markets is not a security." He was so sure that the court, or he himself, would prevail in court that he was granted his request and the matter was brought before a judge. He lost in court and is now disputing the legitimacy of the verdict. The SEC, however, will not offer its opinion on the matter. Correct, or they will explain XRP to you. They will merely offer their judgment. Then, they say the judge will make the final call on whether or not XRP is a security, but now they're arguing against her and saying it doesn't matter what the judge decides. His refusal to offer an opinion, despite your repeated requests, makes sense. Not at all, that's just not logical. The SEC's position that it will not do its job and that it would instead rely on the courts to perform both tasks is illogical, as is the court's current position that it does not care what the SEC decides. Then the big day of announcement arrived, today. John Dean has unearthed something, and it will be released today. You could see him working hard, with a wonderful glass of maybe solar iced tea next to him with his glasses on while he cheered on Michael Jordan. He mentioned the XRP ledger and the ICO theory. He is prepared for battle. He's prepared to fight, and he knows he has our support. I'm eager to hear the news that will presumably be made today. Simply put, it's on the horizon. I'm going to leave it at that. Help me out by subscribing and giving me a like. We'll talk again soon.